The person fixing your brakes might retire with more money than the person billing you $400 an hour. That sounds impossible. It isn't. You've been taught that prestige equals wealth. A consultant in a sharp suit, flying business class, closing million-dollar deals. A mechanic in stained coveralls, hands black with grease, clocking out at 5. One of these people looks richer, but looking richer and being richer are two very different things. Let's start with the numbers you'd expect. A management consultant at a top firm can earn $90,000 to $150,000 a year starting out, climbing past $200,000 within a decade. A mechanic, meanwhile, earns a median of around $47,000 a year in the United States, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Verify this figure. On paper, there's no contest. The consultant wins. Every year. But a paycheck is not the same as wealth. Wealth is what's left after the paycheck meets your life, and that's where this story flips. The consultant's income comes with a price tag most people never see. Business school alone can cost $100,000 to $200,000, often financed with debt that follows a graduate for a decade or more. Verify current tuition figures. Add the wardrobe. Add the relocations every 18 months. Add the unspoken pressure to live like your income, not like your net worth. Consultants are surrounded by wealth signals constantly, and that proximity has a cost. Lifestyle creeps in quietly. It rarely leaves. The mechanic's path looks different from day one. Trade school runs a fraction of a 4-year degree, sometimes under $20,000 total, and some apprenticeships pay you while you train instead of charging you tuition. That means a mechanic can be earning and saving 5 to 7 years before the consultant has paid off a single loan. Time in investing is not a small advantage. It's the whole game. Here's the part that changes everything. Money invested early doesn't just grow, it compounds. A dollar saved at 22 is worth dramatically more by 65 than a dollar saved at 32, even if the second dollar is larger. Run the math on 2 people. One invests $5,000 a year starting at 23. The other invests $8,000 a year starting at 31. Once their debt is finally cleared and their higher salary kicks in. Assume a historical average market return of around 7% annually. Verify this assumption. By 65, the early starter can end up ahead, sometimes by a wide margin, purely because compounding rewarded time over amount. That's the twist. The mechanic isn't winning because he earns more. He's winning because he starts sooner, owes less, and keeps a larger share of what he makes. The consultant's higher salary gets eaten by debt service, rent in expensive cities, and the quiet tax of keeping up appearances. The mechanic's lower salary goes further because almost nothing stands between the paycheck and the investment account. Of course, it's not automatic. A mechanic who spends every dollar on trucks and tools ends up with nothing. Same as a consultant who saves aggressively. Can absolutely outpace this whole scenario. This isn't a guarantee. It's a pattern. One that shows up again and again when you strip income down to what actually determines wealth. How early you start, how much you keep, and how consistently you invest it. There's also a risk difference worth naming. Consulting income tends to rise fast, but can also stall, get outsourced, or burn people out inside a decade. A mechanic's skills are tied to something that doesn't disappear easily. Cars need fixing in every economy, in every downturn, in every recession. That stability has a value that never shows up on a paycheck, but it shows up over 30 years. So what does this mean for you, whatever path you're on right now? It means the size of your income is only half the story. The other half is the gap between what you earn and what you actually invest, and how early you close that gap. A smaller income captured early can outperform a bigger income captured late. That's not a motivational slogan. That's arithmetic. If you're early in your career, the lesson isn't become a mechanic. It's this. The years you spend not investing cost you more than almost any raise can make up for later. Whatever you earn, the account you open today is worth more than the bigger paycheck you're waiting for tomorrow. The person fixing your brakes might retire richer than the person billing you $400 an hour. Now, you know exactly why.